How's it going, everybody? It is I once again, Mr. Cinema Junkie. It has been a while. I decided to hit up a couple of REDBOXes yesterday. Got a fairly selective pile of movies that I had been wanting to see. Watched a couple of them already. So the first one I want to cover is one I'm sure more than a few of you have seen already, because I've been seeing some hate thrown around on this one, and it is Jigsaw. Now, I'm an avid fan of the Saw series, even though some of the parts, like with any series, when it runs too long, some go off the rails a little bit, then they rope it back in, sometimes they never find their way again, and sometimes the story goes all over the place. But usually, I can count on the Saw series to kind of rope itself back in to make some kind of sense. When I heard they were doing Jigsaw, I thought, okay, that's a smart move, because one of the things is when they tag on like the final chapter or the last story or the end of it all or whatever on a movie, and then follow it with another part, people kind of moan and groan saying, hey, you said that was the last part. Friday the 13th final chapter. How many more did they do after that? 6 more. So 7 if you count Freddy versus Jason. So yeah, some people kind of get like, you guys are just trying to cash in. So what they did was they went up to Saw, what was it, 7? And said it was like the final story or the final chapter, and then they come out with Jigsaw. Now technically they didn't make another Saw movie. This one's called Jigsaw. But come on, at its core it's Saw, right? So I got it, because of course I want to see it go on. I want to see the story go on, and like with any of the Saw movies, you tune in to see how they ace people out. That becomes the big draw at some point. What device are they going to come up with now? Thing with this movie was, to me, it kind of revisited some of the older aspects of Demise, and then some of it was a little, how can I say this? I don't want to say unoriginal, but a little uninventive. But the thing is, like I said, with the Saw series, they have a way of roping itself back in to make sense. And they did that with this movie. For me, made complete and total sense, at the end. And I walked away satisfied. Now, the way they have it drawn out, it can continue. It can continue, if they so wish, or they could leave you hanging and thinking that it just goes on and on. I'm trying really hard I'm trying really hard to tell you about the movie without giving away key points of the movie. By now, like I said, most people have seen this, and they've probably given away most of it to everybody. Anyone who hasn't seen it probably knows, what goes on in the movie. But I have to be completely honest here and say that, yeah, that was a rooster you just heard. I have to be completely honest and say that I was not unsatisfied with this flick. I thought it was great. Now, I'm speaking as a fan of the Saw series. Back when Saw was hitting part 4, it was already losing viewers. It was already catching some shit for the way it was presenting itself. I think it wasn't until part 6 people started saying, "Oh, okay, it's starting to resemble the Saw movies we know, and it's starting to make sense again." For me, part 7 kind of went all over the place, and at the end of it, it was kind of like a semi-satisfactory ending. Kind of like a cult thing, which makes a little bit of sense. But the thing with the first 6 movies was everything tied into one another. Like the first victims of the games led into, like, part 2. The victims of that were tied to those people, and then the people in part 3 were tied to the people before it, and it made some kind of cognitive sense. Part 7, it was just like, hey, here's some random people we threw up there who were cheating on each other. Oh, really? How are they connected to the other people? They're not. They're just, we want to kill them. That's how I took it. I still liked part 7 for what it was. I believe that's the one they presented in 3D, which was completely unnecessary. Now it seems like there was a period of time where 3D movies were synonymous with movies that were not done very well. Yeah, we don't have a good, solid idea for this movie, so we'll just make it 3D and impress people with a lot of camera tricks and stuff, and that doesn't really play out too well. But as far as Jigsaw is concerned, I thought it was, I'll be honest, like, the first half of the movie, I was just kind of like raising my eyebrow, like, what's going on here? What is this? What's going on? But I'm telling you, by the end of this movie, it gelled together nicely. I was satisfied with it. I'm glad I saw it. I will be owning this one. And, for the old cinema junkie, if I'm willing to shell out bucks for a movie that I've already watched, for me it's in high standing. Is it a 10? No, it is not a 10. But for me, personally, I'd give it an 8. I liked it. And on the scale of bone it to own it, I'll own it. I have like the Saw series on Blu-ray. I don't have the last part yet. Part 7. And now I have Jigsaw to get, so got 2 to buy to complete the set. And then hopefully they'll come out with a Jigsaw 2, Jigsaw 3, who knows. So, that was just quick and to the point. A yay or nay, I give it a yay. Complete and utter pass. I liked it. I'm sure a lot of you will disagree. I've read a lot of reviews. What a piece of shit. What a hot steaming pile of shit this movie was. Trying to reboot the series, and they failed miserably. And I didn't see that. I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. Very entertaining. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that helped a little bit. There's not a whole lot I can say about it without giving away key elements of the movie, and I don't want to do that if you haven't seen it. Please don't post any spoilers if you've seen it down below. Be courteous of other people. You know how that goes. But until next time, guys, which will be very soon, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you again in just a few.